Welcome riding buddies to another episode of John's Motorcycle Mania. We're once again here at Conondale Classic Weekend. We're checking out some absolutely beautiful bikes, some great tracks. It's unbelievable up here. This time, talking with another legend, yes you are, David Armstrong. Welcome along. What we're going to have a look at here is your 1974 CR400 Husqvarna. Now, before we get underway, make sure you've subscribed to John's Motorcycle Mania. It's a proven fact that subscribing to John's Motorcycle Mania will help your restoration come up as tidy as Dave's CR400, guaranteed. So, Dave, 1974. I believe your dad wanted a new bike.
Yep, that's correct.
What did he end up with?
Well, he had a 72 400 Husky, and then he went and got a 74. And I was probably at the shop as an 8-year-old when he went and picked it up in Victoria, down in Melbourne. So yeah, I've been around for this bike for a long time.
So what you're telling me is, this is not the same as the bike your dad had.
Yeah, no, it is the bike.
This is the bike your dad bought, and he bought two, I believe. Yeah,
so he had the 72 in 72, and then he bought the later model one, obviously a couple of years later.
Yep.
And I watched him race.
That is super cool in the fact that you watched your dad racing this exact bike back in 1974. 1974, Husky does come out with this really cool 400. I remember having a ride on a couple of these back, not in 1974, I was only very young, but quite a few years ago. And things, they pushed the pipe out and they did a few funny little things, but man, they were a fast bike.
They were very quick. And you look at the brakes, you look at the suspension, they were fast for what's underneath.
For 1974.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, it's crazy. And pushing this bike around, I can't believe how small it is. I find it amazing they rode them so fast.
Yes, exactly. Now this bike, so your dad had it in 1974. What's the history after that?
So he raced scrambles on it down there, and I'm pretty...
For younger fellas, scrambles is motocross.
Nice. And then he used to race, there was a big desert race in Victoria called the Hatter, which they still run now. So he used to race that, we used to go and watch him race that, and he would have ridden this bike in particular. So yeah, no, it was fun. It was cool watching him. And look, he had them for years. And when he was very old, and he actually wanted to give me the bike. And I said, no, I'm happy you can sell it. You can, use the money, blah, blah. And then, funnily enough, my brother found the guy that sold it to Frank 10 years later, and he wanted to buy the bike back. So we bought the 72 and the 74. So I got the 74.
And Gary got the 72.
Yeah. So it's kind of cool to have that race.
So he had this bike. How long did he have this bike? The guy that bought it off your dad?
Probably 5 years.
Yep.
And he used to race it. Like, when I got it, it was a runner. Like he actually rode it in motocross. So it was really cool. But I'm really grateful that
he contacted you. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, very, very cool. So when you got this bike back, how long ago was that? When did you buy it back?
Probably about 5 years ago.
Yep.
And it sat in my shed for a while, as things do.
Yeah, I know that one. Yep.
And then I was talking to Mark Barnes, and he's done a lot of restos, and he's actually got one of these that he rides.
And in the know.
He absolutely in the know. So I dropped it off to him, and I'm not exactly sure dates, but I think it was towards the end of February. Dropped it off to him, and the seat turned up last weekend, and I picked it up last Sunday, and it was fixed. And I was gobsmacked because he was sending me photos of the resto as he was doing it, and it was just like, wow, that's coming forward really quickly.
Well, just the fuel tank.
Yeah.
Like it's got only used vegetable racing oil, mixing ratio 20:1 sticker on the fuel tank, which that would have been what it had on the fuel tank back in 1974.
That went on this morning. So did the one made
in Sweden.
He's a perfectionist.
Yeah, like it's just, and this tank is so well finished. The fuel tanks on vintage bikes is the hardest thing to get right.
Yes.
He's definitely got this one right.
Yes.
The engine, how much work did he have to do to the engine?
So basically, a new crank piston ring. So it's brand
Bottom to top.
The gearbox was all, I think there was some gears might have changed. I'm not 100%.
Probably
sure.
all the bearings.
Yeah, it's all bearings. And yeah, so it's a run. It will run, but I don't want to ever start it.
So the engine has been completely done, ground up. So suspension, like you look at the bike and it's stock, like it is 100% the way it would have come off the floor from what I can see. Is there any little modifications that you remember that your dad did to it?
With this one I didn't know, and look, he might have ordered it, but Dad was quite handy. I remember when I raced new bikes, he used to have our engines going so well, XR75s, XR70s, very, very good at building engines. So look, I would say he's probably had a bit of a play
A little bit of a toy around, yeah. Do you know if there was anything done with the suspension on this?
I don't think anyone did
No,
suspension in 1974.
No, pretty much got on it and rode it.
Yeah,
Oh, that's how it
exactly.
came off the floor, that's how we did it.
Yeah.
So it's amazing. I love the stories just like yours. Now, I believe there was a stipulation about you riding this bike when you were about 13. What was that?
So we moved to Queensland when I was young, 13, and we went to Fraser Island. So we moved to Harvey Bay. Well, Fraser Island just across the water. So we went over. We didn't have bikes that we could ride over there. So my dad said, "Oh, you can ride the Husky." Only problem is I couldn't start with that. So it was pretty cool. We spent, I think, an Easter over there, and Mum and Dad were in a 4-drive. My brother was on an XL350, and I was on this. And he would have to start it for me. So wherever we stopped, I'd stop beside him so we could start. He could start it, and I was away. So couldn't start it, but when I was going.
Yeah, like the attention to detail on this thing is just, it is crazy as you look through the photos, like right down the sticker on the airbox, the fuel tap, like everything has been done so nicely. So from here on in, you now have got it, you've got it back, fully restored. Where do we go from here?
I'm going to find a nice place to have hunting in my garage, because I don't think the wife will let it in the house.
Garage?
I know. She won't let me put it in the house. I think I'd be divorced. So I'll
Don't let that stop you.
No,
Lounge room.
I've got a nice garage. It's a big garage. And a fellow had a really good idea today. He said, "Bill, put it in the glass case and we'll make a bar around it." And I went, "I think I'm liking that idea."
That sounds pretty damn good, actually. So she's going to be a display case. It's absolutely, I love these stories. You've got it back from your dad's race bike. If anyone's got any stories like that, after 20 years you found your dad's race bike, or you found your first race bike that you've ever raced on 20 years down the track, let me know, put up comments, do all that sort of stuff.
Bones don't make no pretty
Thank you for joining us. So that's been a look at Dave Armstrong's 1974 Husky CR400. If you've liked this, make sure you check out my other videos because there is some really cool stuff in there. There's going to be a few Conondale ones, different bikes. There's going to be a video on the Conondale Classic Weekend up here at Mullaney. If you don't know where Conondale is, it's Mullaney, Queensland is the closest viewpoint on Google. It's Green Park is what it's called. Make sure you've subscribed to John's Motorcycle Mania, and we will catch you next time.